right? Shure SMB is a very popular microphone that everyone uses. Actually, it's famously the microphone that Michael Jackson used for Thriller. What? Oh, you have one.
That's a Shure mic right there, bro.
We'll talk about it. Well, you do have one, right?
Yeah, right there. That's it.
SM7B?
Yeah.
Wow, shit. Logic was his magic.
This is a certified hood classic. Fuel up.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Fuel Up. It's your boy, Jetpakjeff, and here with another episode of Fuel Up, a podcast for creators by a creator. Hold on, I totally fucked that up.
My name is Jeff.
And I'm here with the legendary, the soon-to-be rich millionaire, Nary Kami.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back.
The modest man himself is here back again. We're wearing the same clothes, Nary. It's probably because we didn't go nowhere since episode 8 or 7. We're not gonna pretend we didn't leave. We stayed here this whole time. We're working fucking hard, which means you need to go ahead and make us. Go ahead and shoot us up the algorithm by giving us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Nary, what's going on though?
Oh, nothing much, man. I knew since 30 minutes ago.
That's just 30 minutes ago for sure. Today, ladies and gentlemen, nothing's a little different. We're still talking about creative stuff. We're still talking about needs. And if you have already checked out Next Hub, thank you so much for everyone who has. Whether you have or not, this is retrospectively. I can't talk retrospectively because we're talking before it actually happened. So thank you if you have supported the pod. And if you haven't, go ahead and go over and check out Next Hub. Link should be in the description below. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're here to talk about, let me actually check. So we've been talking a lot about a lot of things close to my heart, and today is no different. Because today we're here to talk about, this one is funny. I'm about to say the word, and I just realized that the company is the reason why. Shout out to DreamCon. The Content House is actually sponsored by a company called Community. Shout out to Community. Probably we'll talk about it more in the future when we're actually there. But today we're here to talk about actual community. See, ladies and gentlemen, when you do a niche on YouTube or you do a niche on Instagram, that community is for the most part usually niche. They have one thing in common that you can put into a small bubble before you bring it up big. For instance, you're into Kendrick. Will you just think that, oh yeah, that's a big fan base. That's a big pool net to cast. But a lot of Kendrick fans have a lot of things in common. Maybe all of them like real hip hop. Maybe a lot of them hate Playboy Cardi. Maybe a lot of them hate boom bap. Love boom bap. Who knows? But what I can tell you is a lot of them are the same. You can put a circle and a Venn diagram around these fans, and they always have something in common. And today we're here to talk about your community, because at the end of the day, whether you're a part of one or have one, you have to make sure that you know what it is. So we're going to talk about that. But today, Nary, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Make sure I was recording. You know what time it is. It's time to get fueled up, man. And speaking of Kendrick, I've never paid him on this pod, and he is my favorite rapper of all time. So I thought I'd do my due diligence and play him one time, you know what I'm saying? This song is so popular, it has no music video. Can you believe it? It's a flex if you ask me. Ladies and gentlemen, you know the song, Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar. You listen to Fuel Up. Oh my God, I forgot how fucking good that song made me feel, boy. You know what it was? This song, shout out to this album, got me through, got me my 2-year degree. This song and shout out to Logic, The Credible True Story. There's them albums I played on repeat for so long. You remember the first time you listened to this?
Actually, my older brother put me on to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you. You said your little brother or your older brother?
My older brother.
Shout out to him. He got obviously good taste in music. We're going to listen to a little bit more Kendrick.
Dreams of living life like rappers do. Bump that new E40 at the school.
All right. That's all you get for free. That's all you get for free. But we're going to stay on the West Coast. Because it's just too much good shit over there. Like, this man one time on Patreon said if you pay him $1 million, he would shut up and no one could afford it. Ladies and gentlemen, Vince Staples with Big Fish.
You know what I'm saying?
You know you're listening to Fuel.
You want that over there?
No, okay, so I don't know if you caught what I said in the beginning. This nigga actually did put it was like a GoFundMe. He's like, a lot of y'all have been telling me to shut up. So pay me to shut up. and if you raise $1 million, he would agree to shut up forever. And no one, like, they try to make it happen. They paid a lot of money to him, but it never happened. Yo, it's the funniest. That's why I love him. Actor support in there, like, actor superb, but creative genius. This is some more of Vince Staples.
Counting up hundreds by the thousand.
All right. That's enough West Coast. Let's play somebody from here. Don't get the song title confused. It's called Don't Play With It. But ladies and gentlemen, you haven't heard this lady before because I never played her around before. She's never been a guest on here before, but hopefully we'll change that soon. Female rapper, Jazzy the Rapper, a friend of friends. Never met her though, but I love the song. So let's listen to the song. Listen to the feel up. Enough. That's all you get for free, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get a round of applause for the three most greats right now. Last song was "Don't Play" by Jazzy the Rapper. Shout out to you, Jazzy. I already know I got a tag you in this video. Hopefully you respond. Hopefully in next season. Love that song. I have a couple songs from you. The GOAT, the Baha of music right now, Kendrick Lamar, Money Trees, and West Coast's very own, Long Beach's very own, Ramona Park's very own, Vince Staples with Big Fish, a very slept on sound. But actually, I think it was on 2K or something like that. So maybe some of y'all know about that shit. But ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about community. Just the same as what you do, you're a part of one, whether you're watching a Belize video, whether you're a fan of Kendrick Lamar, whether you think you and your streaming friends are a small group of bandits circling around the same 12 people on each stream, you are part of a community, and it's important to know yours. So we're going to talk about it after this commercial break. I'll see you after this commercial break. You listen to the feel up. Welcome back. Thank you for listening to those commercial breaks. You just put some money into me, Neri, and whoever else is involved with the production of this, wherever you're listening to's pocket. So thank you so much. Let's actually get a round of applause for you. Thank you so much. I love transparency in this thing. I'll be honest with you. I do. I hate feeling like I'm ever getting stolen from because I've been part of plenty of communities of peoples that have been watching a little bit too much watching too many 48 Laws of Power. I fucking hate those people. I don't know if you know about it. We'll talk about it a little later, some other time in the future. I hate manipulative people. So if you ever see me being transparent, that's why. And that's why today I came to talk about community. Because if you don't know what community you're part of, you might be taking advantage or you may be getting taken advantage of. Why you say that? Well, let's talk about it for a second. When ads come to people like a Kai Cenat or a Burleezy, a Markiplier, a Kendrick, a Doja Cat, a Mariah Carey, or any other entertainer anywhere above those circles and between those circles or outside those circles. Those are people that hold a certain community. And the big thing about it is we're not stupid. We all like the same thing for a certain reason. Let's talk about me for a second. I love Logic. All right, you thought I was gonna say Kendrick. I was about to say Kendrick, but let's talk about Logic. Logic is a rapper who isn't the biggest in the world, right? But it doesn't matter. He has a community of people that support his music for 1,000,001 reasons. He's into gaming. He's got a space theme with his old stuff. He's biracial, and anything that comes with marketing that or getting that, a company will go in and try to do that. Logic actually is the best person to use. I just made that as a joke, but now that I think about it, it's probably perfect. Let's talk about this man for a second. Whether you like him or hate him, the community of people he has will show up to a show that he does, right? And those people are tangible assets right then and there. Those are money-making tools. It's a person by person that will fill up a 30,000 room venue, right? That's guaranteed with Logic. It is what it is. He's that powerful, right? People like me will pay $80, $200, whatever to get him done, to go see him. If I'm a company who wants to use advertising as a tool, I will go up to someone like him and say, hey, we notice a lot of your fans fuck with your music. And we notice that a lot of your fans seem to be online talking about they want to make music too. So we're going to sponsor you with Shure. Shure was a company that sponsored him back in the day where he made the album after The Incredible True Story. Actually, I think he made The Incredible True Story on a tour bus, right? Shure SMB is a very popular microphone that everyone uses. Actually, it's famously the microphone that Michael Jackson used for Thriller. What? Oh, you have one.
Sure, I have mic right there, bro.
We'll talk about it. Well, you do have one, right?
Yeah, right there. That's it.
SM7B?
Yeah.
Wow, shit. Logic working his magic.
Okay.
But the SM7B, which is your microphone, Larry, is the same microphone that Michael Jackson used for Thriller. That's like the top stat everyone's ever heard about it, right? Obviously, a product can live on its own sometimes, but at the same time, they're pushing the product. They told Logic to progress it. What did Logic say? Same thing about Michael Jackson, right? That's overlap. But that's just one product. As a music lover, if I'm making music or if I have anything to do with audio, my favorite artist uses them, and my favorite artist just said Michael Jackson uses the same microphone. It's not that microphone's not popular by accident. It's a good microphone, a really good one. And when it comes to the avenue of Logic, that's just one little aspect. He also plays games. Famously plays a lot of games. Famously, favorite game is Last of Us, which he finessed his way. Well, not finesse, but got his way onto the game. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, he's in Last of Us too.
Who?
He plays a guy. He plays a character towards the end that Ellie has to kill. They're talking and bantering. He actually does a really good job. Fuck what everybody's talking about. That nigga can act. Okay. Which makes sense since niggas act like he's fucking black. But whatchamacallit? Hey, I'm right with him. He is black. But whatever. When it comes to all those things, Xbox sponsored him for an ad because obviously, cool that his Last of Us is, it's a PlayStation exclusive game. I want to utilize him for my fan base or my people. So Xbox gave him a bag for a couple of spots in a commercial. Cool. That's the gaming community of Logic. And last but not least, Twitch gave him a fatty of a bag, a $10 million contract to stream because he's a gamer, but he's also a musician. Sure, money coming this way, gaming money coming this way. Why don't we get him on Twitch? Because on Twitch we can pitch to him. He can make music live on Twitch, and he can play games live on Twitch, and we can utilize his audience to come on there. Ladies and gentlemen, they gave him a $10 million contract, and I don't know how long he was on Twitch for a while. I don't know if he still is, but made a two beat tapes live on Twitch. He got people other live on Twitch. He streamed his album release party, his last album with Def Jam, which got a $30 million contract with, live on Twitch. And those are two different companies utilizing two different communities for the mass of $40 million each, at the least. Right? So, I bring all that up to say is that you listening are most likely part of one of those two companies, even though I'm not Logic. This is not Logic, but we all are part of the same community. So, when you're going into the stuff that you want, if I know Neri, my producer, is into gaming, I have to hit him with stuff that only gamers would buy. I can't get when you're watching a Google ad. There's no way in the hell after watching 6 hours of Street Fighter 6 how to walk through with Ken that I'll get a cooking ad. Most likely, I'm gonna get served some IGN bullshit, propaganda, or maybe some other streamer is gonna be served on the side. You're not gonna get a video of binging with Babish, how to cook how to cook a souffle. No, you're gonna get more gaming videos. What?
So in Street Fighter, Ken's gift item is a cookbook. Anyway,
All right. Anyway, that's so random. For real?
Yep.
His what item?
So you give him a cookbook, that gets the most relationship built.
Oh, in a story mode. Well, regardless of that dumbass fact. That's funny though. It's crazy. Well, regardless, most likely the next video you see probably won't be that video. It'll probably be a video of more gaming or maybe some Street Fighter related stuff. And the truth of the matter is the best idea to make sure that you're hooked to what I'm about to buy is to know what you have. You're a gamer. Most likely I can't figure out what you like to eat or cook, but I do know that you like to play games. So I probably should show you some gaming ads. So in online that's one thing, but in person is another. Excuse me. Here in Atlanta, there's a couple of big gaming and dance communities like Controller Eyes, Trap Sushi, shit like that, Tech and Chill. And these big entities are where all the gamers go, right? They're all three of the ones I just said are all different though. Because Tech and Chill, even though they do games, they also do outside events. There are a lot of bonfire, a lot of weird stuff too that I'm not gonna get into. Shout out to them though. I've done videos for them. Trap Sushi at the same time. Also into gaming as well. I think I wouldn't know though. You know why? Because most of the things they do is cosplay. Right? And when it comes to Controller Eyes, they are super into gaming. But you know what they're into more than gaming? Music. Right? So even though the same communities are in the same way, they're hitting them at a different level. A lot of the gamers there also do music. A lot of the gamers that maybe at Trap Sushi are cosplayers, a lot like it's literally the hub. And in Tech Chill, those are just the most normalest niggas ever. Right? They're totally different people. And if I want to make a business, either making money from them or getting in contact with them, you got to understand that you can't just think that one gamer is the same as another for the most part. Nuri may like Street Fighter, right? I may make a Street Fighter video. That nigga might never see that shit. Even if he's right in front of him. Because maybe he doesn't give a fuck about the character that I play, or maybe he's tired of watching Street Fighter stuff, or maybe he's really into the old Street Fighter. I don't know. But when it comes to community, when it comes to making sure that everyone's cool, you gotta serve your purpose in it. You're seeing the face. You're making a little face. I want to know what you're thinking.
Bro, continue.
All right, cool. So, I've noticed with me, as far as me looking into the videography space, that community is very much artsy, well-polished men on YouTube, right? You got Volandis, a dude with locks. He makes a lot of short film looking videos, and then you got a Peter McKinnon, right? They also makes video stuff. Now, even though I'm into videography, that community is very big. Peter McKinnon is a Canon only shooter. That's all he does. Canon. Volandis, on the other hand, he does not care about the camera. He shoots with everything, but he's more so worries about photo, right? And for me to try to be a part of those communities, I got to understand that if I were to jump in a Discord call with the people from Peter McKinnon, most likely all of them would be using camera number 2, because camera number 2 is a Canon. And to try to build a relationship or a friendship with those folks, I got to understand that just because we both like the same things, we might not actually have a great conversation, because I might be pissed off that they keep talking about Canon when I kind of don't have that bias and we're getting arguments. That may be a small tidbit to you who thinks, you probably would still be cool. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of gatekeepers in a lot of communities. For instance, like the anime community. If I even say these words right next to me, the comment section will blow up. One Piece. So when it comes to community, it can't be just as broad as one little thing that brings you all together. It's just not that simple. Back in the day, if you would bring up Dragon Ball, maybe in the 90s, and you were my age, in the 90s, you probably would be straight. Nowadays, you say those words, you might be hit with mid. The connection's not there. Nuances of things gets a little bit more smaller the bigger the community is. If you have 3 anime people that are in the same room, and maybe they don't know anybody who's into anime, like back in the 90s where shit was a little bit more niche and not as popular, y'all probably would still be cool. But now that everything's gotten so big, now trying to make connections with the same person isn't as easy as knowing one or two things of knowledge. So if you want to utilize taking advantage of the community, whether you're selling to them or you're trying to build a friendship, just know that bigger the community, the more you're gonna have to prove to yourself that, hey, I'm a part of it. Sometimes it doesn't have to be all that way, but communities are big, and it doesn't just start from a little pool of people that live in your town. It could be online as well. And then when it comes to online stuff, some people are gatekeepers. And here's another thing with community that's really funny. Just like the teamwork episode, not everybody in the community is for you. And we all serve our purpose with trying to make the community grow, if that's what you're into. Sometimes the community is just there to serve you as a group of friends to be with. And when you're a part of a friendship group, the best way to serve and be a part of it is to serve your role. A lot of people can give recommendations. Let's talk about anime. A lot of people can give recommendations to the next hot new anime, especially with the internet being big, right? Cool. But the anime community is like millions of people in right now. You're probably serving a better purpose whether you're in the 90s. I'll tell you what will get you popular nowadays in the anime community if you're a DIY type person. Oh, shit, you make custom rugs? I might fuck with you when it comes to Dragon Ball now. Oh, shit. You have a YouTube channel of how many views and you talk about anime? I might fuck with you. Oh, wow. You got a fucking signed autograph. I mean, you got a signed picture with fucking, damn. I'm trying to name a fucking dude. I don't want to name one that you're going to name. No, fuck you. Because I was going to say the One Piece guy, but I don't know his last name, but I don't want to say him. Akira Toriyama? That's so fucking amazing. Oh my God, I didn't know that nigga looked like that. So that shit's cool, but that makes you a little newer. And communities, at the end of the day, once they get big and grow, like the anime community has been going in the last 20 years, if you want to serve a purpose in there, be unmovable, be different, be someone that can't be easily replaced in that community. Does that make sense in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have any 2 cents on this?
I mean, it kind of goes into, like you said, the other conversation where we had about teamwork, where it's really just a matter of really, it takes some study and insight. Like,
sure.
Okay, cool. Everybody here likes this, they like that, like this. What can I do?
Yeah.
How do I contribute here?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you want it right now.
Yeah. Is there any other like questions or things that you feel like it's missing from your community you want to put in? Because obviously from this one, I'm hitting it from a point of being a part of it. But now that you're in a community, you're unmovable.
Okay, well then I have a question for you, bro.
Yeah.
Say the anime community, for example. You understand the issues that come with it.
For sure.
How do you get people in?
Get people into the community.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. I think one thing is why are you getting someone into a community if they don't want to be a part of it? So just make sure that they actually want to be a part of it. I think a lot of people that do want to be part of it, that are too afraid to go into IRL stuff or real life stuff, at the end of the day, want to have fun. MomoCon, DreamCon, Anime Weekend, Atlanta, or Comic Con all have the same base of people, but are all different types of stuff. So if you want to get someone in, I think the best thing you can do is if they do like it, just make sure that you are responsible for them having a good time when you bring them out somewhere, right? Nothing's better than a warm welcome, period. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the art that we like, as subjective as it will be, whether I like Street Fighter or like Kendrick or like Doja Cat or whatever I'm into art-wise, half of us are capping. Half of us just like the feeling that we're associated with that thing. That's what I believe. So, you want them to stay into the community? Give them a warm welcome. Make sure that they have a great time when they first show up to this thing because you want them to be associated with having a good feeling towards that thing. That's number one. The rest you have no control over. The motherfuckers in cosplay and all the other people that are sitting on each other and fucking maybe whole wheat Pete might come out of nowhere and jump at your girl because she's dressed like Nezuko. I can't control that stuff. That just comes with the community. That's something that we have created as a community. Unfortunately, that individually we can't control. So, You can only control yourself. So if you want that person to have a warm welcome into it, make sure that you do your due diligence when you bring them out to something, that you be that warm welcome that you want them to stay with for the rest of their time being in that community. Makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Any communities you feel like you're part of that you've, well, just in general, you feel like, what communities you feel like you're a part of that maybe people might not know?
Well, gaming, anime, community.
Gunshots for community. CXM, yeah.
I mean, outside of that, I do have a little bit of a tech experience, but I wouldn't say I'm in a tech community. So
You for sure are.
okay,
For sure. I've been trying to, ladies and gentlemen, I've been trying to slowly tell Nerd, bro, get his streaming YouTube up, because I think what he needs to do is just start teaching streaming content. And I feel like you are so much more like, oh man, I'm not where I want to be. I don't know enough. I'm like, but if you don't just go up there and put some of the shit on there already and just be like, hey y'all, I'm teaching this, I feel like you'll do really good. But whatever. That's a custom for another day. When Nerd Comedy becomes one of the top stream doctors or whatever, then we'll talk about it, I guess, in a different time. But yeah, for sure.
got you.
That's all the communities you think you're part of?
That's all I can get, bro.
You black.
Okay.
Oh, you forgot. Yeah, I know. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. Yeah. No, let's talk about it. There's some things that we forgot that are just so us that we forgot about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, being black is literally being part of the black community. You can Candace Owens all you want, but whether you're toxic for it or not, that's something you cannot control. You are invited to the NAACP cookout for the way that you look. Unfortunately, some of these niggas will never show up, but that's just the way it is. Community-wise, though, just the ones that you don't pick are something that you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Oh, you're right. And you think that there's no white community part? That's cool. That's great. What you gonna do July 4th? You're American at the end of the day. You will be looked at as an outcast in your own community, aka American, if you don't show up to your cousin's barbecue. It is what it is. You, a white man, and a black man have the same problem in America. We both have to deal with that type of shit. Or, oh, you're the only nigga that didn't like Stranger Things? You're part of the human race, bro. We all watched it the other day. So, at the end of the day, and that's nuances is getting it. It's really that funny of people want to join you into something. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to get a little bit more light. That's just to be funny. But I love sneakers. One of my goals, I'm not no hotep. I'm not no woke man or whatever. I am a little woke. But one of the things I really want to do is wear all black brands. You will never catch me buying luxury brands. And if you do see me one, someone just gave it to me. I promise you I'm selling every single thing that's not black owned or black partnered or whatever in the future. All the shoes I'll probably be wearing, as canceled as he is, I probably will still be wearing Yeezys. I'm definitely going to be wearing Jordans. Only Jordans. Not no Nike, just Jordans. And I'm trying my best to only wear black brands. And that's because I am black, but I'm also Haitian. And not to get so deep every single episode, but like the Asian community is a special community of people that I think don't realize on the outside from everyone else, not us, but from everybody else that don't realize being the first black nation ever in the world. I think may have been the only one at this point. It shows how, unfortunately, how racial a problem race is, because you're a country. You have your own money. We have our own sustainability. Why are we still going through problems? Well, not to make a long story short, the people we whooped their ass in, the French, back in 1804 after we got our independence, came back on some whole shit and basically was like that we owe them $80 billion back in, I forgot what year, but the Asian government ended up paying back, I think, in the 70s. So paying all that money over the course of so many years has basically made the country way, way, way less powerful than it is now. Took 30 years to pay billions of dollars to a country we already whooped their ass in. And that's because at the end of the day, partnering up with a Caribbean country like that, it's only powerful when they have a European power. Whatever. We're not going to get into all that stuff. But what I do know is that black partnerships are very important. Black ownership is very important. And believing in your own company outside of race is very important. You're only as strong as the people that are with you sometimes. And we see that in content creation a lot. But sometimes I look out and think I'm black. So at the end of the day, some of the statistics haunt me. Did you know that in the black community, the amount of money you keep in your ecosystem is less than a white man and an Asian man and an Indian man, even if you split it in half? The average person that is Asian will keep money in their community for 28 days. If you're white, or I think it was Jewish, you can keep money in your circle for 26 days. It's the average of the whole country. I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you this before? The average black man or black person keeps money in the black community for 6 hours.
I believe it.
6 hours.
I believe it. Jordan. Nike.
You would think that, oh, it's because we don't give a fuck. Some of it is that. And some of it is the infrastructure. Unfortunately, all of us at the end of the month have to pay the government, which the government isn't any race. But when it comes to food and when it comes to other things that you do have a choice of paying for, there's a lack of choice. So, my community being black, I can't complain about this problem without making this problem great. So, for me, I will always be wearing black brands. That's the number one thing that we have a million of fucking black brands. Local brands wearing fire-ass quality stuff. Shout out to Nami Wear. Shout out to 11. Shout out to Telfar. Shout out to Jordan, even though Jordan is a partnership, and I know it's a little iffy to say that they're a black brand. Jordan, and it's a little iffy to say, oh, these people care about black folks. I'd rather pay Jordan than pay Phil Knight. And Phil Knight's probably a great person. I read his book. I love his book. But I'd rather pay Jordan. Because at the end of the day, Jordan is Jordan. And I'd rather try to build someone that looks like me because that makes me a lot more stronger in the future. So, when it comes to a bunch of stuff in the future too, did you know there was a all black, and I hate to make this the Blackity Black podcast, but did you know there's a black cell phone company?
Yeah.
Did I tell you about it?
Yeah,
Figures?
Yeah.
Figures. Like 4 niggers. I'm I know. We're going to bleep that out, by the way. But yes.
Setting us back, bro.
No. But no, it's funny because it said, it was on the Killer Mike podcast. And I was like, he made that joke before me, so I'm cool. Anyway, I was like, figures? That's crazy. But then you see him, he's, funny enough, he's like Elon Musk. Where he's actually got, I think he's got Asperger's. But very smart man. Utilized the country as a market and has cell phones, has watches, has a bunch of things that are Android based, and they're all black. And you can go to the website right now and buy some stuff from them too. And there's a whole black coalition for farms that you can buy from a black grocery store. Very small, not that many. Obviously, a lot of us are going to go to Publix and Walmart and whatnot. But if you knew it was possible to buy from a black brand groceries, you probably wouldn't care to pay a little bit more money into doing that. Obviously, we have black eateries all the time, and that's just the black community. In the anime community, we have the same thing too, almost a thing. We obviously have anime clothes, right? If you want to support some anime culture, you'd buy from a local anime and DIY person. A lot of us in the anime community are mad creative, very creative. And if you want to, and part of supporting the anime community is the reason why a lot of us have anime content. There would be no big money making tools to make off of anime or make a living off of just anime if it wasn't for the people in the forefront. Let's go back for a second. Let's go back past the content creators, past the DIY people that make the shirts, and let's go back to when an anime was just anime in America. Funimation is a big ass reason why any of us even see anime today. When Toonami came out and Funimation was dubbing all of the stuff. Sure, it's a company. Sure, their goal was to make money. But their goal also was to make money in the anime community. And to be a one-stop shop for a bunch of amazing English actors to act in a Japanese-only show or a multitude of shows and make that a business model, it's very hard to do. A lot of my motherfuckers taking that risk probably took years before that shit ever happened. And shout out to 4Kids, which was terrible, but at the end of the day, they pioneered that shit too. At the end of the day, we got the Go Pirate Go fucking theme song for One Piece that was fucking, I was fire. I love it. And those people, if it wasn't for those companies existing, the anime wouldn't be so fucking popular nowadays. Now, it doesn't matter where you go. You can go to jail. You can go down the street. You can go to Kansas. You probably will meet someone who watches anime. It's just too popular nowadays. Same thing with hip-hop. Hip-hop was the number one music company, genre in the world. And that's because the motherfuckers from Bronx pushed that shit enough to where a lot of us outside of that pushed it everywhere. Now you have psychedelic hip-hop. Now you got video game hip-hop. Now you have lo-fi hip-hop. Now you have the weirdest type of hip-hop that sounds nothing like the boom bap stuff we used to listen to beforehand. And that's why everyone feels like a gatekeeper, like, this is not hip-hop, that's not hip-hop. It isn't. It's all different now because we have progressed way past the shit we heard beforehand. All of that saying that the community has pushed it to a bigger brand. And if you want to fit into that brand, understand what your community is. And utilize it whether you want to be big in it. If you want to get big in it, you got to understand it got to be different. If you want to just be a part of it, you got to understand that you might not like everything, but just like a team, you're going to have to understand that it's a whole group of folks. And they control the outcome, not just you. You can control what you do to get in, but at the same time, you have as much power as the next man for the most part. Now, is there anything I need to add?
I'm shrugging with my shoulders, bro. I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a part of this community and you've been brought up here this far, shout out to you. Round of applause for you. I think one thing that we need to talk about in the podcast community is that there's not enough people that of the culture that I see doing anything besides my boyfriend, girlfriend content, which is great. Cool for you. But it's not enough of, funny enough, anime community podcasts. So if you want to get your own little lick of a quality-ass anime podcast, go to, I think, I'm just going to say it until, hopefully this is what it is, but search up Next Hub on YouTube to see Next Hub, the podcast for the culture that is about anime and video games. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new podcast out, and I'm so happy to announce it from last podcast. Hopefully you're watching the episode. Shout out to Nagi. Shout out to One Punch Sham. Shout out to Neri Kami. And shout out to Kevin Leonardo. You would understand that joke when you watch episode 1. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I saw half to say today. Do we have everything?
Good, bro. Hey, yo, stay tuned. Once again, we're going to get back here for some more activity.
And to those folks that were in my inbox the other day about One Piece, calm the hell down before I start watching the show. At the end of the day, I don't know who's in that community who made that shit toxic, but I'm about to delete my fucking Netflix, by the way, because niggas were in my shit talking about that. Where does this peak fiction shit came from? I don't know who started that. Y'all need to relax. For I sun y'all on every platform I've ever been to. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here though. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know what to do. Go ahead and give this podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars on Spotify, and any other DSP that you're listening to. But we need a round of applause, but we've been here for a while. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's not easy. Been here for a while. But I'll tell you what is. Sharing this podcast on your favorite social media. So how about you do that for me, all right? But as always, I will see y'all next time. No, you have anything to add?
Let us know if you want to.
Nah, never mind. I'm not going to let him talk. Let's get it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll see y'all next week.